content into another folder. Now let's see, we need to copy file, right? So the command used to copy file are is quite different from what used to copy folder, right? Because of their nature. The nature of a file is actually different from the nature of folder. So there are different there are other configure, there are different arguments you pass for the operating system to recognize that you're actually copying a folder and not a file. So I will intentionally run into one bug now, and I will make you see why we can't do that, right? So now let's try to copy something. So let's say CP. Yeah, CP is used to copy here, so we don't plug in. So we say CP first underscore tutorial into let's create a new folder called first clone first tutorial. Yeah, you can see first tutorial is a directory not copied. That means we can't copy a directory, we just CP. So we need to put in an argument which is called the recursive argument, right? Which is -r. I mean, it's not complex. You don't have to store all these commands here. You can just keep it somewhere when you need to use it. You can just pick it up. Right. So I'm going to attach the summary of all the commands for both macOS and Windows OS to the link of this video to the video. So now what do? We can say CPR recursively copy the folder into the source folder is first tutorial into let's see what's that second. Okay, clone first tutorial. Yep. Now we've been able to resolve the issue, right? So what that means is you can't operate, or you can't perform same operation with the same command on a file to a folder, because the two actually have different behavior or different nature on the operating system. So let's now confirm if we have. You can see we have our clone first tutorial over there. So let's see the clone first tutorial. Yeah, sorry about that. ls. Now you can see we have our demo.txt. So now we actually don't need a clone first tutorial. Just delete out of testing these operations, right? So now let's delete clone first tutorial, right? So what we do is remove. Okay, before we do that, let's go into clone first tutorial. Yeah, so let's remove the demo.txt that we have here. So I think this current window is becoming too clumsy, so we need to like clear a lot of things and start from scratch so we can have a clear board. Yeah, so let's do that, right? However, we could actually leave it, but if you need to like clear your terminal, so there's a command called clear, right? So this is going to clear everything everything we have up here is going to clear everything, right? But for reference purposes and for you to be able to like catch a lot of things ahead of where we currently are, so I'll just leave it like this so we can just proceed. Hopefully when I'm editing this video, it doesn't make you lose focus, or it's not too tiny, right? So we are trying to delete a file and a folder, right? So now let's start by saying rm demo.txt. Yeah, so rm is basically called remove, so it's used to remove a file, right? So rm blah blah, yeah, and all that. Yeah, that's done. So we're able to remove this folder. Now the next thing is we want to delete this directory. We don't need the clone first tutorial. We've already achieved what we wanted to achieve, which is basically cloning an instance of our first tutorial. Sorry, so I'm just putting in some terms that we're using in the future, right? Yeah, so you just get familiar with those terms. I'll try as much as possible not to bring in not to pitch in a lot of programming terms, so you don't get confused or lost at the early phase, right? So yeah, let's just take out this clone first tutorial folder. So we say cd into you can see we have another. So we need to, it's a double dot and a /. So we are now back in our code with some directory. So let's take out this clone first tutorial. So you probably want to do is rm So I mean, I don't have to like keep typing this all the time. So yeah, so you can see harem clone first directory is a directory. It is not a file. So you can't use what you use to delete a file for a directory. It has to be different, right? So now we say harem rf. Okay, so the f here is recursively force. I mean, the F is by force. I mean, if you need to do something by force, that's when you put the F. But har means recursively do something. That means if it's a directory, you recursively delete it. And if you had F, that means you should enforce the command. You should enforce the operation. So let me remove the F and see what happens. So yep. Now our clone first tutorial is gone. Right. Let's see what else we can look at. I think we've been able to actually cover everything. Yes, and that thing you can do is you can actually perform two operations at the same time. Yeah, it's actually possible. So let's do that. For example, if you want to delete two folders at the same time, so you don't have to say you don't have to say rmrf first tutorial, then you hit enter, go again, rmrf second tutorial, then hit enter again. So there are two ways you could do it. Right? There are two ways, right? I would recommend you don't do this all the time, but this is what I do. I don't do the long cut, I do the shortcut, right? So what you do is rmrf first tutorial, right? And this and is a logical operator in programming, right? I know we haven't gotten there, but it's just a logical operator. When you say, for example, if you say, once I close home from school and it's not too late, I want to go play football, right? That means once we close from school, if it's around 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and there's still time, that means there's still time before night, right? So I can still go and play football. That means the two conditions are true. Yeah, just permit me to use these terms, right? The two conditions are true. The first condition is if I close early from school and there's still enough time, I need to go play football, right? So those are two conditions, and we have one operator, right? So we have a condition and an operator, right? So now the operator is the combination of two truthy values, or truthy. Yeah, truthy. Yeah, I mean it is called truth. Yeah, truthy. Yeah, truthy values. That means when something is true, right? So it could be one, it could be a valid, a defined value, right? That's what truthy means. So now when I close from school, yeah, that means if nothing happens, if I'm safe and I close from school safely, that is one condition, right? And which is the logical operator. That means the combination of the first truthy value and the second truthy value. The combination of the truthy values is what the logical operator does for us. You say do something when two true values are truthy, or two conditions are truthy, right? So now we say we want to delete two things, right? So if we're able to delete first tutorial, also delete second session. So that's what we're basically trying to achieve. So I mean, in the future, we would really like do a lot of deep dive into a lot of things, a lot of fundamentals in programming. We'll start with programming syntax, design patterns, solid principles, a lot of them. Yes, it's going to be a very fun journey. So just stay with me and let's move on. So RMRF first tutorial and RMRF second session. Apparently this still looks very long to me, right? So I mean, there are other ways you could shorten this. I've always tried to like just pick the shorter way of writing things, right? Not shorter way of doing things. I mean, it could go beyond coding, right? So there's no shortcuts to life actually. So I had to like go through the whole step. So for this case, coding, I probably want to go through a shortcut that will not hurt me later. So we say RMRF first tutorial, then second session. Yes, I don't have to type the and with RMRF and all that. No. We could just say RMRF first tutorial as the first argument, and the second argument is second session, which is our second folder. So just delete the two folders at the same time. Yeah. So we say ls now, we have just our index.txt. So yeah, I think we've been able to cover pretty much everything. Yeah, so Yeah, I think this is where we call it a day today. I think this video is up to 25 minutes or so. Yeah, I'll try to cut in some so we don't spend much time. But yeah, I think we've been able to like go through. I mean, apparently, majority of the day-to-day commands you would be using, or day-to-day things you'll be using from your with your file operations or with your file systems. So recap from today is: first, operating system is like a backbone of a machine. What handles all the operations that go in or go out from your machines, right? The operating system is aware of everything and it handles everything under the hood, right? A very important operation we've performed is with the operating system is file system. How to create files, how to delete files, how to copy files into files, how to do a lot of things with files, which is what we've done. And yeah, I've explained. I was able to explain that what truth is. So truth is when a variable, or yeah, when a variable, a property is defined, when it has a defined value, or if the value is true. Yeah, if the value is true, and we've been able to look at logical operator. I mean, we are just chipping in these few things that would be using majorly in the future, right? So we've done like one logical operator, which is basically the AND operator, which is the double and like two hand, right? So what it means is something should happen, or we are trying to perform an operation when two values are truthy, or when two values are defined. Right, that's what the AND operator does for us. And what else? Yeah, I think that'll be all for today. So cheer me up. Next week Friday we'll be looking at what software engineering is, how software engineering could help solve your day-to-day problems, your day-to-day activities. What process automation? How do you automate processes that could help you apply your programming principles or your programming knowledge or your coding skills into solving your day-to-day activities, right? So we'll just be looking at what is tech, right? I mean, you've been hearing tech. What exactly is tech? What is software engineering? What is software development? Yeah, I mean, there's a large margin of difference between software development and software engineering. So these are the things we'll be looking at in the future of these sessions, right? Yeah. A very big thank you to everyone that subscribed last week. I mean, I opened this channel last week and I have like 17 subscribers also. Hopefully, from today onward, I'll have like 50 or I mean 70 or 100. Yeah, I'm just presuming that could happen. So, a very big thank you to everyone. A very big thank you to my friends that reached out to me on one update on the other. A very big thank you to those that I didn't reach out to and still like my videos, follow me, drop some comments. I really appreciate you guys. So this is not like this is not this operation or these sessions are basically not for me. They're just for like people that need relatable proximity, right? People that need a direct tutorial from someone that you know, someone that is very close to you, so you could understand a lot of things better. So you might not always wait till I drop a video. You can just like hit me up if you have if you need clarity on a couple of stuff. You can just drop it on any of the video channel if you don't understand anything. I have some couple of friends that I could also tag to the videos or to the comment section, so they can also help you solve a lot of problems. Yeah, I'll be hiding some of my friends to like make life easy for you guys. Alright, bye for today. Talk to you guys next week.